Tea Roses on the Open Ground. From the Floral Magazine. Coffee Break Collection 33, Gardening. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Sonia. Tea Roses on the Open Ground. The past summer brought into prominent notice the great advantage of having tea roses on the seedling briar. We saw several collections that were in fine bloom right on into the autumn, until the rapidly increasing days and want of solar heat prevented the flower from expanding. Anyone having in addition to his collection of tea roses on the seedling briar a little glass accommodation may have tea roses in bloom almost all the year round, and thus have the command of cut blooms during nearly every month. A large cultivator of tea roses, who grows them largely for cut flowers, keeps a nursery bed of budded plants constantly in reserve, to draw from it plants when required. These are planted out in the month of May on a border facing the east, and protected at the back by a belt of trees, which shelters the plants from westerly gales. Now cultivators of roses are sometimes recommended to plant their tea roses on a south border, but we are informed that it is an erroneous notion to do this, as the flowers get scorched up before they can thoroughly expand, from being in the full blaze of the sun in the hottest weather. When planted on an east border, they get the morning sun only for a few hours, which is all they want, as it is much better for them to be in the shade during the afternoon. The ground is well prepared for planting in the winter months. It is thoroughly trenched and enriched as may be necessary, and thrown up roughly for the frost to act upon it. Roses for planting out in this way are best grown in pots for a time, as they move without any check, and generally so much better than when lifted from the open ground. Up to the end of July all the buds are kept pinched off, the result being that the plants bloom all through the remaining summer and autumn months, and very freely and finely too. If early frosts threaten, a little bracken or any suitable litter thrown among them is all the protection they require. The glass structure to which we have referred comes in very useful to have tea roses in flower from February onwards. If the house be heated with hot water, tea roses can be had nearly all through the season, when there is an absence of bloom in the open grounds. The best varieties of tea roses for planting out in the open ground are the old Devoniensis, Catherine Mermet, Rubens, Madame Falcott, Madame Charles, Madame Camille, Madame Willermus, Safrano, Isabella Sprunt, and Goubot. All these are charming varieties, doing remarkably well on the seedling briar, and blooming with great freedom and continuously. It would not be difficult to add to these varieties, but those named can be fully relied on for the purpose named. End of Tea Roses on the Open Ground.